It was a rivalry that was brewing for years and years.
Grab it again, son. Grab it again. Grab it again. We talking about now, but you talking about how big it is. It's fat. Grab that. Yeah.
Two of the finest talents in the sport, pound for pound, greats of their era. Eventually, fate would dictate that they were meant to collide inside the ring. It was a $100 million fight, but it was clearly about a lot more than money. No amount of money in the world can buy you the honor of being pound for pound #1 fighter on the planet. And for Terence "Bud" Crawford, he was determined to take that position for himself. But there was no doubt that Spence was the most impressive opponent, on paper, that he had ever faced. The stage was set for something truly remarkable here. Remember, if you want to help to support this channel, be sure to use your hype feature. Bud's boxing journey has put him in the path of many different styles of opponent.
You want to southpaw style, right? We do it here too.
When he took on Hank Lundy, it was clear that this would not be a walk in the park, or at least that's how it would have been seen for 99% of fighters. But Crawford is not built like these other guys. That much is crystal clear. One by one, Bud swatted his contemporaries down. Julius Indongo would be no different. It didn't matter how strong their reputation was, Crawford cut through them like a buzzsaw. Indongo might have been a very good fighter, but Crawford was a step beyond him. Bud had something special in store for David Avanesian. In front of that Omaha, Nebraska crowd, nothing could deny him. And the final result was truly a thing of beauty. But Spence Jr. was not cut from the same cloth as the other guys. He had routinely proven himself to be superior to world-class fighters, veterans like Kell Brook, who were usually quite tricky. One by one, they fell, making it clear that there was a new presence on the pound-for-pound ladder. Carlos Ocampo wouldn't even manage to survive a single round in there with Spence. This was one of the best fighters in the world, and he was clearly improving.
Best fighting the best. I feel like this is an old-school fight, creme de la creme, and it's gonna prove not only the best welterweight in the world, it's gonna prove who the best fighter in the world is.
There was some real competitive tension between these two. Not truly personal, but deeply rooted in their shared desire to be seen as the superior man. There was no bad blood, but something deeper, something more important. And when fight night came closer, there was a noticeable increase in tension as the fans realized they were about to witness something special. True pound-for-pound level collisions are not that common in this sport, and this was undeniably one of them. The first round of this fight was always going to be a feeling out round for these guys.
But he's doing a fine job right now of
fundamentally sound fighters in the sport, and Terence Crawford's career in the way that he has done it. These two are capable.
Absolutely, and you know, when you talk about
without even thinking, just having the instincts to do the right art. High output Crawford, yes, likes to
do better in this fight because Crawford tends to give away some
in that jab. At moments, you know, we see the counter punching from Crawford.
Spence cornering Crawford. The jab, the shot to the body. There's one of the biggest physically imposing welterweight champions ever, but Crawford can turn a fight.
By round 2, Bud had already downloaded enough data to make his first lethal strike.
Really good go, Spence. The jab against go a lot more.
Double jab, good combination. There's that hand speed.
Those shots from Crawford.
Behind the guard.
The Spence jab is working on.
I mean, his fundamentals, speaking of Spence, I mean, just brilliant.
Goes on. He starts fast, ends fast, and textbook fighter. Spence, there's a jab from
left. And the precise pressure.
When he can throw those counter punches.
Fast, explosive jab to the head and the body. And there's 7, 8. An electrifying combination.
Spence kind of overreached there with that, and Crawford saw the opportunity.
That straight left jab.
After being knocked down for the first time in his career, the question now was how Spence would respond.
And no one's bingo card.
So Spence looking to get back into this fight. Midway point of the third, stab jab.
He gives Spence the advantage.
Long time.
Beautiful combination there.
And getting used to fighting against the lefty for the first time.
Spence takes that step back.
Spence again bothered by the offensive front. Right hand is speed. The difference is the jab by Crawford.
Bud's jab was this fight's most effective weapon so far, and we were watching a master at work.
The openings, the left hand, and
It's been great.
Yeah, no doubt the pressure there is from...
The advice given to Spence,
oh my God, his way with Errol Spence Jr., the jab, the left hand. Double jab, left hand.
Advice given to Spence, you know, he's not turning, he's not moving.
Chip on his shoulder. He'll find critics for...
Oh, he's feeling really comfortable right now, Crawford.
And he
might still be doing good work at this point, but right now...
Bud Crawford, who is already knocked down.
Here in the round, a lead left hand that lands jab so effectively, and
Spence was starting to wear the damage on his face. That's how effective Crawford's jab was.
Meanwhile, the countering...
It's astonishing that he's been able to be this effective.
5-year-old Terence Bud Crawford.
It now comes down to almost, he's got to land something that makes it
Enough to get Crawford off that rhythm that he's got going right now.
Hook and
Every time Spence steps in, there's Crawford taking it.
Attempting to become the first male fighter in the four-belt with just over a minute left in the fifth. It is all...
That's a ridiculous percentage.
Against a fellow jab.
Yeah, that eye's not looking...
He eats it and continues the jab. Oh, there's a left hand that...
The jab very effectively.
By the middle rounds, it was becoming apparent that there was a real skill difference between these two pound-for-pound elites.
On the face of Errol Spence. Wow. Here in rounds up.
No, then ends the Crawford. Why Crawford's jab is so effective and so hard.
In school, and he started practicing more on his left.
A terrible idea on his part, because it's what he did.
He's got to get inside. He can't reach.
Oh, my goodness. You know, also had a power jab from Southpaw. He's in attendance.
With Sean Porter, he said that when you thought...
Always making life miserable for his opponents coming forward. Spence trying, coming back, going to the body, but the same way. Double Bud Crawford looking to make history. Left uppercut on the inside.
Will counter as Spence was in that last round, initiating the offense with that desperately to make something offensive happen.
Crawford somehow managed to step it up even further in round 7.
So Spence by Crawford, and Crawford's accuracy just will counter left hands, and there's a right hook. Crawford avoiding him. Beautiful
counter punching.
And you know what else?
According to our unofficial score, first round on its unofficial score. Terence Bud Crawford making it look way too. The accuracy, boom, lightning fast counter.
Done, but even when he lands a good punch, it's not hurting.
One or two good, solid punches. Remember, accuracy is power. The accuracy right now from Crawford.
Putting on the pressure, the one moving forward behind a steady.
Is usually the one that Spence coming forward and he gets counted.
From Crawford is just phenomenal. I mean,
At this point, Spence would need a minor miracle just to make it to the end of round 12.
Defeated champions.
Much from Spence.
And now Spence is in a posture to apply pressure and hope for one big shot.
Delivered punch after punch that lands. All of these shots are the 8% of his power shots.
And Crawford himself landing. Oh my.
Another counter right hand. That jab continues to pop. Spence's head back.
And they're power jabs. They're not just jabs.
And there's a right hand left. Buzz punches. Caught by Crawford on his arms. It's all Terence, but Crawford.
Away from a fighter that is...
In round 9, Crawford brought the hammer down once and for all.
He's got to make sense of this fight right now. He's been hurt.
Several rounds appropriately moving forward and initiating the offense. And the intriguing thing is Crawford, who loves to counterpunch so
ever since.
And this is why no welterweight that is facing
in the sport behind Artur Beterbiev.
Yeah.
For Errol Spence. And again.
Close to being over, I believe.
Yeah. Spence is over.
Minute of the 9th, Spence desperately trying to land some Crawford. Leading to and the counter right. Errol Spence on inline skates. And the referee has intervened.
In the end, Spence was utterly outclassed out there, taught a lesson about the levels that exist within the sport of boxing. Bud had emerged as the superior fighter, the fighter who was destined to be pointed to as this era's defining talent. And while Terence Crawford would go on to much bigger and better things, legacy-defining fights that truly proved his quality, Spence would take years out of the ring, stepping away from the game for a while before a reported 2026 return. But what's your opinion on Terence "Bud" Crawford? And do you think he will make a return to the ring? Let us know in the comments below.